This is Picks on Politics with Dan Mannarino.
And welcome to Picks on Politics, everybody. I am Dan Mannarino, and most of our area on the precipice of sweeping political change. New mayors of major cities, a new governor of New Jersey, a new speaker-elect of the city council. Well, after 8 years in the council, the last 4 as speaker, Adrienne Adams' time serving in the legislative body is coming to an end. The trailblazer politician was the first to be elected to her Queens district, and she was the first African-American elected as council speaker. And now it's time for a new chapter. So this morning, Speaker Adrienne Adams going on the record. Speaker Adams, great to have you back on Picks on Politics for I think will be your final interview as Speaker.
Could be.
It could be. It could be. So let's talk about a lot of the highs and lows. And I want to begin with something. Give me one thing that you are most proud of that you accomplished as your time as Speaker.
Oh my gosh, one thing. Well, let me just put it this way. We've been the steady hand of leadership at City Hall at most critical time when the other side of City Hall was in chaos and New Yorkers were looking for that stability. City Council stepped in, and we were really the guiding light for the city of New York. We've accomplished everything from major housing to making sure that our libraries and cultural institutions were taken care of in the budget permanently.
You say major housing. I mean, you were instrumental in City of Yes.
Yes. City of Yes. We took care of City of Yes, the most gain for New York City in over a generation, and 2 generations, as a matter of fact. So this council put that together, worked out a fantastic proposal, got an additional $5 billion to incorporate in that proposal, turn that proposal from City of Yes into our own. We call it City for All because it expanded the original proposal, and we got it done. And I thank Dan Garodnick for being my partner on the other side of City Hall for making that happen for all of New York.
What is one thing that you weren't able to quite see across the finish line that you hope the next council takes up?
You know, I really hope that the next council takes up and continues with, there are a couple of things. The universal child care, which is extremely important. The City Council has laid the infrastructure and the groundwork for that to actually happen. And I believe that the council coming in, that the new council is going to take that baton and carry that through. Particularly, it is a focus of the mayor-elect as well as other things. People keep using the word affordability. What does that mean? I want that word to actually have meaning. We can't just take a look at, you know, housing and other things and put it all together, because what is the root? What is the root cause of the affordability crisis? It has to do with inequity in the city, and that's something that I've always made a priority as the leader of the City Council. Let's take a look at the least of these and what is not working in our lower income and working families. Let's take a look at the root causes for that. That is what I would hope that the new council takes up.
Yeah, you mentioned also the new council, and there's going to be a new mayor, right?
Yes.
Mayor Mamdani as well. You were once challenging Mayor Mamdani when you were in the race for mayor. Do you think you have a shared vision, and do you believe in what he will do in the next 4 years?
I believe in his vision. I believe in the core of his love for the city of New York, and I believe in his determination. Actually, I really do. So yes, we were on the slate together. There wasn't a moment that I did not doubt his authenticity in what he wants to do. I still believe in that vision that he has for the city of New York, and I wish him all the best.
We're at the end of Mayor Adams' first and only term as mayor now. What do you think? You've been very cordial along the way. He once called you a friend. There's no surprise to anybody, the relationship seems to have waned. Now that you're coming to the end of your speakership, what is the relationship with Mayor Adams?
Well, there really is no relationship, quite frankly, and I don't think that's any surprise to anyone. But, you know, just to be clear, a lot of people like to talk about the relationship that isn't there, wasn't there. And just to be clear, I have always wanted a collaborative relationship and to work closely with Mayor Adams, and it was not reciprocated. So that was the issue. It was not reciprocated, and I had such high hopes for the relationship between myself and the mayor. We come from the same background, came from the same high school, all those things. I think it's common knowledge now, and I had such high hopes going into our terms and leading, you know, the City Hall on either side, and it just didn't happen.
Yeah, I often ask people to give someone a grade when they come to the end of a term. What would you give Mayor Adams?
As far as the things that he's done, taking care of the city of New York, I would give him a C-. Yeah.
And do you think it hindered your ability as a city council speaker to get things done?
I don't think it hindered. I think it slowed down some things, particularly when it came to matters of the budget and the council always having to restore. And I always said we should never be the council of restoration. We should be the council of building. So it took a lot of time to build those things when it came to budget cuts that should have never happened in the first place.
And just kind of looking ahead now, for who takes over the city council, there's been a lot of talk about Julie Menon. She seems to have secured the vote. She said that she will be the next speaker of the city council, even though the vote doesn't happen until January. Was that somebody you supported, and have you met? Is there a transition process that happens between speakers?
Well, I didn't endorse in the speaker race, and the transition happens according to whoever wants it to happen. So I'm open, to meeting. I suspect that we will. We've been colleagues, for a good 4 years now, and even before she was a council member, we worked together with her census work when she was a part of the former administration also. So I expect us to meet. Yeah.
You didn't endorse, but did you want her to be speaker?
Well, it's up to the members. I kept saying, it's up to the members, and the members will choose who they want the next leader to be. And I believe that those numbers are in, and I believe that the members have spoken. I respect that.
So what do you think? What would be your advice to her? So you haven't spoken since she kind of declared herself, right?
That's right.
But you hope to. What do you hope she continues along in the council? And I hear you talk about affordability. Do you think she will?
I believe she will. At least I believe the intention is there. She says that that's her top priority, to work with the mayor-elect on the issue of affordability for New Yorkers. I hope that does take place. I hope that the unification that I brought to this council, we came in brand new council members that had never, ever legislated before. And some people were actually looking for us to fail. How is this speaker going to bring all these people together, people from the far left, in the middle, and the far right? How are they going to get anything accomplished? We did it, and we did it so well. We came together, we pulled this thing together for New York. The diversity within this city council mattered, and it mattered to all of our constituents, and the work in the end was amazing, and the things that we got done was amazing. I hope that unity remains.
Yeah. I want to talk about one last piece of legislation that is on the agenda, and it's been much talked about right now, and it's pay raises for council members now, and the mayor. I know it doesn't affect you because you're leaving, but it is going to come to a vote while you are still the speaker. Is that something that you support? Well,
it's not going to come to a vote when I'm speaker, so it's not going to be part of my jurisdiction as speaker at all. It will be for the new speaker.
They're meeting about it this month, right?
Well, there's a hearing.
Okay.
There's a public hearing on it this month, and the work around this pay raise should have been done in the de Blasio administration, in the Adrienne Adams administration. That quadrennial commission was never convened, and per the charter of the City of New York, that commission should have been convened to hear and to discuss those pay raises, which haven't happened in over a decade. So in all fairness, no matter what happens with it, it should at least be heard.
Yeah, it sounds like you support it.
Well, I don't support her or not, but I believe that it should be heard. It should have been heard a long time ago.
So, of course, the question comes up now, what's next for you? You ran for mayor, here you are now leaving office. What's next?
Well, I am going to take a little bit of a breather to come back to myself without the title speaker in front of my name, Adrienne. And I'm going to take some time to enjoy my family for a few months. And then when I come back out, I am going to the next great thing, whatever that is.
Is there room for another office, another public office? Would you run for something else?
Well, you and I have said this before. I never say never about running for something else. So who knows what the future holds? I would never say
What piques your interest?
Oh, at this moment in time, sitting here with you and having this discussion about my legacy.
Because there's been so much talk about congressional races and who's going to jump into what race. And your name kind of has always kind of floated in so many different directions from what I hear on the internet. Yeah, but maybe lieutenant governor might have been on your radar. Interest?
It all sounds very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll leave it there. You
I'll
know, you always
right
do
there.
this to me. And so why not end on that note? I've always enjoyed our conversations, and I appreciate you always coming in and being here and answering some of the tough questions along the way. So
thank you very much.
Happy holidays to you, Speaker.
You too.